So today we have a chance to get ourselves into an FA Cup final. The only problem is Manchester United, or Man UFC, stand in front of us. A team that we have obviously played twice so far this season, and we've lost both games. We actually kicked off the season against Man United, and I think we lost like 4-3, something stupid like that. It was like a last-minute winner, wasn't it? It was 4-3, yeah, no, last-minute winner. In fact, we were 3-2 up until the 85th minute. Then they scored twice. We also lost, I think, 2-0 fairly recently. 1-0, there you go. Bruno Fernandes scoring a late goal in that one. In between episodes, we've actually gone undefeated since the Sheffield United game. In fact, since the Slavia Prague game, we've gone undefeated. But we managed to draw 1-1 with West Ham. We beat Olympiacos 1-0. We beat Wolves 5-2. We then drew 2-2 with Olympiacos once again. And you'll notice Callum Wilson scored a goal with his head in this one. We did change our formation slightly, which meant he was playing as an advanced forward, which, if I show you very quickly, Callum Wilson, he's having shots now. Admittedly, he didn't have any against Olympiacos, but he's having shots against Wolves and Olympiacos in the home leg. He had 6 shots across the 2 matches, whereas before, he doesn't really take shots, does he? He doesn't take any shots. He's getting some XG now, which is nice. The starting lineup for the FA Cup semi-final against Man United. I assume this is at Wembley, because it's a one-shot deal, so I assume we're playing at Wembley. It's going to be Martinez in goal, Matty Cash, Konsa, Torres, and Moreno in defence. Luke Dean is back, but we'll do it. Luke Dean's better than Moreno, so we'll play Luke Dean. It's going to be Douglas Luiz and Tielemans as defensive midfielders. We've got 3 attacking midfielders with this formation, with Diaby, Ramsey and Leon Bailey. And leading the line is going to be Kellyman, because obviously cup tied means that Callum Wilson can't play. Also means Scott McTominay can't play, because he did play for Man United also in this cup competition earlier this season. Which I think means if Man United win, he'll get a medal. If we win, he won't. And by win, I mean the whole competition, not just the semi-final, of course. So looking at the United starting 11, they're playing a strong side, aren't they? I thought they might be playing a slightly weakened side, because I saw, was it Bayendir Altair, their goalkeeper, young goalkeeper from Turkey, playing in goal. But no, they've just decided to play him over Onana, which, to be honest, doesn't sound like a terrible idea in real life, does it? So obviously this is a change in formation for us. It is slightly different to what we are normally expecting. I don't know who we'd play if we win this, by the way. I've got no idea who's in the other semi-final. It is a corner, 20 minutes on the clock. Luke Shaw goes over to take it towards the middle. It's cleared by Konsa, not far enough though. Shaw keeps it alive. Anthony deflected effort. I think it was well saved, potentially, by Martinez. Highlights still alive. Torres and Douglas Luiz combining to eventually get the ball clear. Possibly coming back towards us, so Luke Dean sticks a leg out, nicks it off Anthony, in fact. I think got fouled. Nope, it was offside. Half an hour now on the clock. We've just had a shot apparently that was on target, but we didn't get to see it. Corner comes in. Torres with the headed effort. Anthony goes for goal, blasts it into the bottom corner. Martinez can't stop that one. And Man United take the lead and put one foot in the door of the FA Cup final. I'm going to kind of be annoyed if we don't get to a cup final this season. We're in a very good position. We're playing Villarreal in the Europa Conference League semi-final, which is a 2-legged affair. We're obviously playing Man United now in the FA Cup semi-final. So we've got 2 opportunities to get to a final. And I'm going to be annoyed if we don't get to any. It's another corner for United. This time looks like they might be going short. Fernandes with it, takes it short to Anthony. We've closed him down, but given Fernandes way too much space, and given Martinez as well too much space on the opposite side. And it is 2-0 to Man United, and we are disappearing without a fight. Match ratings for our players is awful. Obviously, Martinez playing very well. Saved 5 shots so far in this match. Everyone else is awful. I'm disappointed. We've had so little possession. Apparently, that was the team talk I was going to tell them. I don't know why. I don't know if you spotted it, but our sub-goalkeeper was motivated by that team talk. Martinez is our best player on the pitch, mate. You ain't coming on. Anthony with the ball for United. We are 2 minutes into the second half. Mason Mount to Wan-Bissaka, their right back. Down the line to Anthony. Tries to get past his man. Manages to find Mason Mount. Now Fernandes, ball over the top. Rashford has acres of space. Matty Cash is not a right back. If it counts, I'm going to be furious with Matty Cash. Even if this doesn't count, I think this formation is not working against United. It has been disallowed. We are going to do a change. We're going to revert back to what we normally play, which we've still got the players to be able to do it. Basically, Douglas Luiz moves from a central midfield to the regista role, and it means Ramsey, what way round is better? I don't really know or care at this point. Can you be a Mazzala on attack? Is that a thing? I don't know what that means, but go for a Mazzala on attack. We'll swap you two round. That makes a bit more sense. We've only got one attacking role in that formation, which doesn't seem like enough, does it? Approaching the hour mark, and we have been awful, haven't we? 6.3s for 1, 2, 3, 4 players. I mean, Luca Dean's dropped down to a 6.2. We need to do 5 substitutions, and it's not going to make a difference. Matty Cash is coming off for Connor Goldson. This is why Goldson plays more than Cash, by the way. Matty Cash was 1.5, 2 star. He's 2.5 star as inverted fullback. Anyway, we're not talking about that. Alcaraz is going to come on for Kellyman. Bailey's coming off for John McGinn. Sure. Ramsey can come off for Sanket. Any more that we want to do at the moment? Luca Dean needs to come off as well for Moreno. There's all of our changes. And we've got 20 minutes to play. Luke Shaw with a throw. Final 15. Are we going to get anything off this game? If we get a goal now, admittedly it's not looking good because United have the ball, but if we get a goal now, it's going to make for a slightly more interesting final 15 minutes. Varane with the ball, dinks it forward towards Fernandes, controls it well, gets past his man. I assume that's Rashford in front of him. Being pressured though. Diaby's chasing the ball all over the place, which is good. At least somebody's trying something. Martinez, one of the goal scorers. Wan-Bissaka back to Martinez. It's looking like United are going to slowly build towards a chance for themselves. Varane, Wan-Bissaka, loads of lovely little passes from United. Now Højlund's in on goal. It's a good save. Torres looked like he punched that one. It's going to be kept in just about by Anthony. McGinn does a lovely little tackle there, and we managed to get away with that one. Martinez is on a 7.4. He's the only person in the Villa shirt doing anything of any use. Well, it looks like we are out of the FA Cup at the semi-final phase. We were not good enough, were we? Let's be honest, we were definitely not good enough. You did not do yourself proud. I don't like what I saw. We were pretty poor. Everyone on the pitch looked motivated from that team talk. So I'm kind of happy about that. Moreno weirdly gets a 7.0. I don't know what he did. Anyway, with the FA Cup out of the way, we've picked up £500,000. We are currently sat 7th place in the league. We've got a game in hand because of that FA Cup run. We are in a very good position. And also, because of how well I assume we and other English teams have done in Europe, we are potentially going to get ourselves another European spot next season. So it might actually drop all the way down to 8th place, a team that will qualify for Europe, which is looking good because I think we are in the driving seat for finishing 7th. We're kind of losing ground on West Ham. We're now going to jump forward to the Crystal Palace game. It's sandwiched in between the Villarreal matches. I'm not going to play those on camera. I'm going to play those off camera. But we're going to jump forward to Palace. And then we're kind of going to see where we are, because next episode is likely going to be Burnley and hopefully a Europa Conference League final. Or it might just be Brighton and Burnley, but we're going to find out. Right, we're a couple of days before the Crystal Palace match. And we're looking at Ollie Watkins because I've just been given a newsletter to say we've been given, I think it's like £12 million because he scored 20 goals for Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. He started 17 games. Also, to rub salt in the wound, Callum Wilson is now injured for potentially up to 4 weeks. I don't know what it is. I do not know what happened to Callum Wilson, but he just does not work for me. And we really need to get ourselves a replacement. Problem is, it's May, so we're not going to do this until the summer. The good news, however, because of that money that came in from the Ollie Watkins deal, we've now got £11 million transfer budget to spend. However, I don't think we can really use that money at the moment. We might need to wait for next season, because in theory next season we're going to have a little bit more extra cash coming in. Anyway, we've not scored any goals so far. I say that. We obviously lost 2-0 a minute ago against Man United. We drew 0-0 against Everton. We lost 1-0 against Chelsea, which are matches and results that I don't think are terrible. I mean, obviously losing a game's not great, but you want to score some goals. That's the issue. We did score twice against Villarreal. John McGinn and Jacob Ramsey with the goals in this. Kellyman played up front, didn't score, did get an assist, and a 7.2 rating. I'm still leaning towards Kellyman might be our leading striker for the last, 4 games? Maybe 5 games of the season. Because we don't have Wilson anyway, so Kellyman might be our only option. For the Crystal Palace game then, obviously away from home at Selhurst Park, this is what we're going to go for. It's going to be Martinez in goal, Bateman, Carlos, Mings and Moreno in defence. Mings has returned from obviously that very, very long injury, and he's good enough to start for us. Bateman we will come to in just a moment. Kamara, McTominay and Sanket will be midfielders. I put Sanket as an advanced playmaker on attack. because I mentioned earlier, we only have one attacking role, so let's add a second one in there. And Sanket is very, very good as an advanced playmaker, so I'm hoping that kind of just works. Diaby, Ramsey and Kellyman leading the lines. Let's look at Bateman, shall we? Connor Bateman is 16 years of age. He's a right back. I don't know whether he's any good, but looking at his value of 16 to 21 million pounds, I'm saying I think there's something there. Looking at the fact that the teams interested in him are the big four in England, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man United, I think there's something there. So we're going to give him his debut today. He might be rubbish. So because this is the Sunday kickoff, we've actually dropped down from 7th to 8th place in the table. But if we win this one, we should jump straight back up to 7th. And it shouldn't be any form of problem. If we have a look at the league table, there you go. You can see Fulham and West Ham are above us. Actually, if we win this, we'll move up to 6th. That'll be great. We do need highlights and goals, guys. If we want to win football matches, we need highlights and goals. I mean, I guess the good news for you guys watching on YouTube is you might get to see the second leg of the Villarreal game, because if nothing really happens in this one, it's going to be a very short episode. It is Moreno with a very questionable slide tackle. Benrahma's in on goal. Martinez makes the save, gives away a corner. Palace looking a bit dangerous at the moment. Elise's gone over to take it left-footed from the right towards the back post. Big Tyrone Mings head clear. Rob Holding, I assume that's Rob Holding, it is, collects it. It is Connor Bateman, here we are, the first time we've really seen the youngster. Diego Carlos, ball forward to Sanket, now Ramsey on the left. Sanket's carried on his run, maybe, has he? Ramsey's tried to get some space for himself. Goes for a wander, back to Moreno, now Kamara, now Sanket. What are we doing, guys? We're just trying to pass our way through 16 Crystal Palace players. McTominay's tried to get some space for himself, lost control of the ball. We've still got it though. Ramsey goes for a curling effort. He's hit the underside of the bar. If that went in, it would have been impressive. We are not quite keeping this one alive. Did get a bit worried there that Connor Bateman was basically playing as an attacking midfielder for a small second. He was definitely up there, wasn't he? Half time, it is obviously 0-0. Are we looking good? I mean, no. We need to be better in front of goal. We need to actually do something. Ideally, would be nice. 10 minutes into the second half, so far no highlights. We are dominating possession, and it's happened. It's actually happened. A potential hand injury for Martinez. We're going to bring on Casteels, who obviously we signed for this very purpose. I signed Casteels because I went, I know at some point a goalkeeper's going to get injured, because they do seem to be happening quite frequently from what I can tell in the beta. So that is what we've done. Nothing's happening in this match at all, is it? 3 more changes for us then. We're going to do the front 3. Zaniolo, Bailey and Alcaraz coming on. Diaby, Kellyman and Ramsey coming off. Not necessarily in that order. I didn't want to bring Ramsey off, but he is looking very, very tired. Kamara as well. Another one playing very well, but looking very tired. Bateman with a throw, number 40. He's 16 years old with a beard like that. Finds Kamara, edge of the penalty area. Goes for goal just over Sam Johnstone's bar. Still 0-0. I see this one being a 0-0 draw or another late winner. I'm hoping for us. Johnstone's goal kick. It's Alcaraz who heads the ball down though. Ball forward, finds Bailey. We've got McTominay making a run. If Scott McTominay scores a winner, I'm going to turn my PC off. It was a good save. Apparently. It was on target. Alcaraz has gone over to take the corner, who's playing it as a striker, so I'm not sure what's happened in the middle to kind of do some rearranging. Alcaraz whips it in. It's towards Moreno. Doesn't find him. Bailey keeps it alive. Alcaraz back to Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey's blasted in the back of the net, but Alcaraz was offside, so it's not going to count. We've looked the better side. I honestly think we've looked like the better side, but we've not done anything dangerous in front of goal. Another Premier League game without a goal. A 0-0 draw. Casteels comes off the bench, obviously. Gets a 7.0. Actually not a terrible rating there. We did good. Honestly, I think we played pretty well. We just did not score any goals. I'm not going to say that to the team. I'm going to say I don't like what I saw, and that motivated everybody. Yep, Martinez is out for the rest of the season. So, I mean, we'll spend £1,000 on whatever the specialist thing is for a broken hand, but that is Martinez done, which means Casteels is going to be playing the final 4 games that we have to play. We are now going to jump forward. We're going to play the Villarreal game. I say 4 games. I'm assuming we're going to get past Villarreal, but we are going to find out now. Right, Europa Conference League semi-final second leg. We are, I can't remember, 2-1 up? I think we're 2-1 up after the first leg. If we win this, it is looking likely we're going to be playing Fiorentina in the final. This is going to be our starting 11. Casteels obviously in goal because of that injury to Martinez. It's going to be Galton, Consta Torres and Luca Dean. Douglas Luiz, Kamara and Sanka in midfield. Diaby, Ramsey, and Zaniolo is going to be leading the line for this one. I was thinking, do we try Kobe Moore or Colby Moore? No, he's on the bench because we don't have a lot of fit players at the moment. So yeah, Colby Moore makes the bench. Kellyman's also on the bench as well. So we'll probably see him come on at some point. A little bit of news came in just before this match. I say just before, a couple of days before this match started. And that is the fact that we have achieved our club's objective for the season, which is basically finishing the top half of the table. So we can't finish any lower than 10th, which is good. We're obviously pushing for European football. Champions League is out of touch, I think, out of reach. Unless, if we win this, do we get Champions League or do we get Europa League? I think it's Europa League. So I think Europa League is our target. Europa Conference League, if we have to. I guess we'll take it. Zaniolo finds Diaby in towards the middle. It's a good save by Jorgensen in the Villarreal goal. 14 minutes on the clock. 2-1 lead on aggregate so far. Douglas Luiz has gone over to take this corner. We are playing a strong side. We're not playing anybody silly at the moment. Luiz's corner comes in. It's not managed to find anybody wearing a Villa shirt. Is he going to get himself another chance? Luca Dean loses out. Konsa collects though. We need to get it off to that right-hand side, but I don't think anybody's there. Luca Dean with a free kick for us. 25th minute. Pau Torres. Didn't he used to play for Villarreal? Am I remembering that right? He's definitely come from kind of this part of the world, hasn't he? Castells with the ball deep inside our own half, but well outside of his area. Torres collects it. Big lump upfield, mate. Just big lump upfield. Or not. Sanket now. Back to Torres. Back to Konsa, actually. We're trying to pass our way through, which is fine. We're playing tiki-taka. I need to remember we're playing tiki-taka. We're not playing lump it upfield, Route 1 football. Sam Allardyce would not be proud of what we're doing, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It is Alex B. I mean, I'm not even sure how we've lost the ball here. We were just passing it around, having a lovely time. Zaniolo's nicked that. Score it. Score it, mate. You need to score that. You have scored it. Good. We're in front in Spain. It's now 3-1 on aggregate. We're looking likely to be getting into the Europa Conference League final. I mean, an absolute cock-up from Jorgensen in goal there, but I'm not complaining because it means we've managed to nick a goal. Fiorentina and Genk, by the way, is the other semi-final, which is currently 1-1, but I think it's 5-3 on aggregate to Fiorentina. Pedraza's collected this final 5 of the first half. Pedraza down that right-hand side. It's a penalty. What are you doing, you clown? Go on, Cohen. Is that how you say your name? I'm going to call you Cohen. Is it? Just save it. We've seen Martinez save one. Castells can't save that one. Gerrard puts it into the bottom corner. It is 1-1. Gerard Moreno makes it 1-1. But it's still 3-2 to Villa on aggregate. Douglas Luiz is on a 6.4, 6.5. Not really sure what he's doing or not doing. But that is a concern. We've obviously also got Diaby's not doing so hot. Torres, Konsa. I say not doing so hot. They're on 6.6s. That's probably fine. Jacob Ramsey is on a 6.5, but I imagine some of that is due to the fact that he did literally kick a man in the penalty area. Jorgensen with the goal kick. 7 minutes into the second half. We need to get there. Zaniolo wins that head. Maybe he doesn't actually, but we've managed to find Diaby anyway. Left-hand side is Ramsey. Can you make amends for giving away the penalty? Luke Dean's not going to quite get there. We've got it back though. Douglas Luiz to Kamara. Diaby on the right-hand side. Use your pace, mate. Use your pace. It's what you're really good at. You're really fast, and you've just kicked it straight to a Villarreal man. Luke Dean, first touch isn't the best, but managed to keep hold of the ball. Diaby to Zaniolo. It's saved well. Ramsey's going to hopefully keep this one alive. He's lost out to Juan Foyth. I'm thinking Ramsey's coming off the pitch. I'm also thinking Douglas Luiz is coming off the pitch as well. So we're an hour in. We are going to do these changes. Tielemans is the only real option there. Ramsey, we've got plenty of players that we could bring on. It's going to be Leon Bailey. Since the subs, nothing's really happened. Torres has dropped down to a 6.5. Konsa's on a 6.6. So our two centre-backs are playing questionably. Torres has this ball on his 6.5 rating. Passes it back to Castells, who so far, in the 2 matches that he's currently played for us, he's done pretty good. If I'm honest, he's done pretty good for us. Kamara back to Connor Goldson. We've seen absolutely nothing of the former Rangers man. Konsa across to Torres. I don't like the fact that we're passing it deep in our own half when we could just lose the ball quite easily. Kamara back to Goldson. Ball upfield towards Zaniolo. Keeper's come out. He's going to easily get hold of that one. Drops to his knees as well. Not really sure what's happening with this highlight then, because so far it's just been passed around our defence and then lumped up to their goalkeeper. Kamara finds Bailey. Now Zaniolo. We've got Diaby on the right. Zaniolo tries to get some space, blasts it past Jorgensen, and Nicola Zaniolo has basically saved the day he has fired us into a Europa Conference League final, and maybe, just maybe, should be playing Zaniolo as a striker, because he seems to know what to do. Imagine if he gets a hat-trick. He's not even a natural striker, he's a natural winger, and we're playing him up front. He scored twice in a European semi-final, and I probably should have done some more subs. Time's just ticking away. We've got 3 minutes of injury time. The full-time whistle goes. There you go. We are in to the Europa Conference League final. Zaniolo is the man to do the business. Castiles gets a 7 rating as well, doing superbly well as our number 2 goalkeeper. We're actually in a final. That's good. And it looks like we are heading off to Greece, and we are going to be playing Fiorentina in the final. Obviously, Fiorentina are one of those teams that are very good when it comes to European competitions, aren't they? So, I mean, let's take a look. I can't see a value. Why is there no value? Let's just take a look at their lead striker, shall we? Lucas Beltran is the man. He's not actually scored many. He's got 4 goals in 26 appearances. Which, to be fair, still better than Callum Wilson. But he's not. I mean, he's good, but he's not scoring the goals. What about Bonaventura? Obviously getting on a bit now. He's good. He's good at football. Milenkovic, that's his name, Nikola Milenkovic, he's obviously very, very good. Coyote is on my shortlist because when I was looking for right-backs, he was one of them. Didn't want to join me, but he's on my shortlist. So that means next episode will be the final game of the Premier League season. We've only got 2 left. We're playing Brighton and Burnley. So we are going to be massively involved in the relegation scrap for both of those 2 sides. And then we'll be heading off to Greece, to Athens, to play the Europa Conference League final, and we might actually win a trophy at our first season, which is probably more than I ever expected to do.